What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today's Main Deck Monday, and we're finally going to cover a deck that was probably the most hyped deck going to internationals. And I personally, still to this day, don't believe that this was a strong deck, but going to internationals, it was one of the biggest decks. It was one of the most hyped decks. If you went around, you're like, what deck's thinking you're playing? And the number one deck was either Zoroark or Espeon-Garb. Now in the Masters division, this would come out to not do anything very well. And Masters, it did not make a single top 8 cut, if I remember correctly. It was Drampa, Decidueye, Zoroark, Volcanion, Ninetales, and Greninja. And there was not a single Espeon-Garb in the Masters division, but in the Senior division, Espeon-Garb make just two placements. It's the same exact deck, if I remember. Yeah, it's the same exact list. Yeah, but we're gonna play Ryan Snyder. I don't know who actually made this list. If it was Ryan Snyder or Ken Nakulu. I know they are. No, they're different lists. They're a different list. No, they're the same. They're the same. They're the same. They're both the same. So this list got second and third place in the senior division. Now, like I said, I didn't think Espeon-Garb was a strong play, but it actually showed out to be pretty decent. It was, like I said, it was the most hyped deck going to internationals. I never covered it because I didn't believe in it, and to that day, I'm still going to unfortunately stick with this. If you ask any of my friends, I always say Espeon-Garb is not really a strong deck. But today, we're going to go over and see, is it actually a strong deck? And maybe I just had the wrong build, and maybe that's why we didn't see it do it so well. I mean, maybe that's why I didn't go so well in my testing. So, in this deck, we have, I guess the first thing we need to cover is the Eevee with Energy Evolution. When you attach energy to it, you can search deck for that type of Pokemon, that type of evolution. So, turn 1, you attach a Psychic Energy Eevee, and you get to find an Espeon. Espeon is a 200 HP GX Pokemon. A Psybeam does 30. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. For 1 energy, and you can attack turn 1, you confuse them, which is great, because then they have to flip a coin. If heads, they get the attack goes through. If tails, they take 30. So that's something to note. And Psychic is where you start punishing your opponent. Psychic does 60, and attack does 30 more damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So with 1 energy, you do 90. With 2, you do 120. With 3, you do 150. And then with Choice Band, you do 180. So you can start hitting some big numbers with this with Espeon, depending on how many energies your opponent does play. Most decks need 2 to 3 to start attacking. So Psychic can start hitting that 120 to 150 mark pretty easily turn 2, but you have to find a Psychic and a DC. The thing about with the Drampa version is Drampa is a basic. He could do 150 for 3 energies, and I guess the only downside is you hit the Pokemon with damage on your bench. So that's kind of the difference between Espeon and Drampa just a little bit. But Espeon, I think, has a better GX attack. Espeon has that Divide GX where you put 10 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like. So you kind of spread the damage, you take knockouts whenever you want to. And this is why Espeon, the main reason why Espeon started to become popular was because of Vespiquen. And Divide GX could just knock out multiple combis and stuff like that. And it was really good to take down the Vespiquen decks. I'll give you that for sure. So the deck does play 1 Flareon because since you're Eevee, you can evolve any Eevee types. And Flareon, of course, makes your stage 1 type fire types, which is going to help you against Decidueye or Metagross. Both of these are going to be fantastic matchups now because of this Flareon. So I highly recommend putting Flareon in your Espeon deck if you don't already have it. And like I said, this deck was built to beat Vespiquen, and that's why there's Oricorio in here. Also, Oricorio could just be really good for a late game Supernatural Dance if you don't take enough knockout, if you don't do enough damage. Remember, like I said, Espeon doesn't really one-shot all the time, so Oricorio Supernatural Dance could take the knockout you need. 2 Tapu Lele for support, 4 Trubbish, and a 3-1 Garb split. We've seen this almost every single Garbodor deck. You have the the Trash Lynch, just do a ton of damage, and the Garbotoxin to shut down abilities, which might seem counterproductive in some matchups because you have the Flareon, but Garbodor can also dramatically help you beat those matchups that you also need Flareon for. Like in Metagross, you shut down their abilities. They can't use their whatever it's called, put energy from the discard pile to their active Pokemon. I can't remember what it's called right now. I don't know why. But you shut that down, so that's really good. So they can't get off multiple attacks, and it gets Decidueye. They can't use Feather Arrow. And the thing about it is that if they turn back on your abilities by a Field Blower, And like if they play a Field Blower, they're powering up your Garbodor Trash Lance, and they kick back on the Flareon. So it's definitely like a weird situation it's put in when that happens. But we do play Field Blower ourselves, 2 of them. One Rescue Stretcher, put 1 Pokemon back in our deck, or I mean 1 in our hand or 3 back in the deck. I think I make a mistake in one of our games. Yeah, I definitely like hope for a second Rescue Stretcher, but there's only 1 at the deck, so that's the mess up right there. You're gonna see in this video. 4 Ultra Ball, 4 VA Seeker, and probably some of the mess ups too. 1 Brigette to search for 3 basic Pokemon. You don't have, you literally don't have any EX Pokemon in your deck, so you can't use the Brigette's first effect. 1 Hex Maniac, which is still really good. Like you just lay for Hex and just like shut down abilities if needed. 2 Lysandre, 3 N, and 1 Cinderlady. Cinderlady's like MVP because of the mirror. You can Cinderlady heal 60 and remove all special conditions for one of your Pokemon, which means you can get rid of that confusion, which is it's not going to seem huge, but getting rid of the confusion in the mirror match and just guaranteed a knockout with Psychic is like broken and really good, and that's why Cinderlady's in here. 3 Sycamore, we kind of, 3 Sycamore, 3 in, but we are playing 2 Lele, so kind of weird situation to be in, kind of thing. 3 Choice Band, of course, do 30 more damage to GX or EXs. 4 Float Stone, we need Float Stone for a Garbodor Toxin, and to give free a treat, Espeon has a 1 retreat cost, not so bad, but the Garbodor Trash Lance has a 3 retreat cost, which is what really hurts us. 4 DC and 8 Psychic Energy, and there we go. There's going to be the Espeon Garbodor deck, and today we're going to see, is this deck actually good or was I crazy? So we'll see that here today. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and let's see the deck in action. Alright, so we're going to get JT Morse playing a Psychic and a Colorless deck. Is this Drampagarb maybe? So we lost the coin flip, we'll be going second, but that will give us potential to get that turn 1 attack off if we can find an Eevee. Alright, so we found an Eevee, 2 Espeons, 2 Garbodors. Oh boy. Alright, so put Eevee in the X spot, and we'll see what happens here. So, the opponent will select the start Pokemon. Do they have any more to put down? I'm not sure. I'm not them. So, press done, and what we gotta hope right now is we top deck a Psychic Energy or an N. And we gotta hope another Espeon's in the deck as well. Yep, because if Espeon's not in the deck, and we put a Psychic Energy active, we actually don't really find anything. So we see a turn with Brigette from our opponent. Gonna put 3 Pokemon out, and I imagine it's gonna be a Drampa Garbodor deck. And then we see Drampa and 2 Trubbishes coming down. Okay. And hopefully he just passes here, because if he attaches energy, he's starting a turn 2 knockout. Oh boy. This could be bad. So we see a DC go to the bench. Alright. And what do we top deck here? Hopefully it's an N or a Psychic Energy. Alright, moment of truth, yes. Okay, so press done, and we'll have to go for a quick draw here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh man, this is bad. This is real bad. This is bad. This is real bad. Let's go, man. Alright, so we prized the Espeon like I thought we would. Oh, boy. Alright, so there's a Rainbow Energy going the active, which means he does not take a multis. Just got multi-switched. Alright, so that's game number 1, but we'll see some more games with the Espeon Garbodor here in a second, and hopefully it goes a little bit better, but yeah. Alright, we'll see what happens next game. Alright. He like attached energy to the active, like, oh, we're safe, we're good to go, then he multi-switches, and I'm like, that's a card. That is a card. Alright, we'll see what happens in the next game. Alright, so we're gonna get Sanachi. I'm not sure what they're playing. There's a bunch of different colors. It might be Vespiquen, and if it's Vespiquen, then we're in really good shape because I think this is a great matchup for us. All right, so we get Eevee. The only problem with this hand is we don't have a Psychic Energy, which is what we really need at turn 1. So we'll put down Trubbish. We'll press done, and let's start the party. All right, so there's an Espeon. Oh, it's Decidueye. Alright, so we see a Vulpix coming down. We see a Lovable. I think Decidueye still fight matchups. I know when I played Decidueye, it's kind of weird because with the Espeon, they're allowed to use that Miraculous Shrine to de-evolve Pokemon. And we see Shayma come down. The problem with playing this deck against ours is we confuse his Pokemon, so it's really hard for him to attack sometimes. Tapu Koko comes down, okay. So we really need a threat in a turn 1 energy attachment. So we get a Choice Band. Okay, so I'm going to Ultra Ball, discard a Brigette and a VS Seeker. I hate discarding that Brigette, but we need to search for some stuff here. So we'll grab a Tapu Lele. He didn't even play a supporter card. Oh boy, it hurts my soul. You know what? I'm actually just going to grab a Sycamore here. And just discard our hand, draw 7 new cards. I think this is fine to play. So we'll play the Choice Band on the active, put a Choice Band on the bench, and just play a Sycamore, then grabbing it in. And I think this is better. We just need to find a Psychic Energy, and we do. So put down a Trubbish, put a Psychic Energy in the active. We'll be able to evolve. Yes. Okay, so we'll grab an Espeon. Come on down, Espeon. Alrighty, so Espeon will hit the field. I am going to... I'm just going to go for a Side Beam here for 120 because we hit for weakness. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so on our opponent's turn, I was contemplating how to find an Eevee next turn so that we can have a Flareon. With the Flareon, we'll pretty much be guaranteed to take a knockout next turn. Unless he sends up a Ninetales. So you see Ultra Ball discarding a Decidueye and a Choice Band. Now you might be thinking, why is he discarding Decidueye? Well, he can get that back with Revitalizer. It's not too much of a pain. So there's a Revitalizer. Gonna grab a Decidueye back out. But he already has 4 in the discard pile, so that's gonna start becoming a problem. There's a Ninetales coming down, a Decidueye coming down, and we'll see a Tapu Lele for a Sycamore. So he's filled his whole bench up, which is good for us. Alright, so there we go. I think this is fine. I think this is great for us. He might start swinging with like Ninetales and start using like Ice Blade, hitting Pokemon for 50 on the bench, or whatever. I'm just gonna go for Side Beam, try to get stuck on the active spot, but then he'll find a Float Stone, maybe send a Tapu Koko. It's gonna be interesting. Is he gonna go the Tapu Koko route and Flying Flip everywhere? And try to like de-evolve multiple Pokemon at one time? So we see a DC going to the active. We see a treat to the Tapu Koko. And we see a Feather Arrow. Okay, got about 20 there. Now I think this is fine. I think we're in a good shape right now because what we can do is put a DC on the active. Float Stone this guy. Ultra Ball, discard 1 and 2 to find a Garbotoxin Garbodor. I think I saw it in here. Yeah, I'll grab the Garbotoxin Garbodor, put that guy down, and we're gonna play it in. Yeah, this is a great play. Alright, so we see a bunch of Pokemon now. We get the Eevee and another Trubbish, which are 2 great things to have. So put down the Eevee. I don't know if I want to take a Trubbish right now. I'm just going to hold on to it right now. And I'm just going to use that Divide GX. I'm going to put 6 on this guy, so there's more. And 1. Is it 1 more? Yeah, there we go. Taking a knockout. And I'm going to put the rest on Decidueye. Alright. There we go. We'll just load the Decidueye. We can knock out Tapu Koko pretty easily, so I don't care about that. I don't even know how much damage he's taking. And we're just going to put all there. Really don't care too much about the rest of those damage. There's a Lysandre and a Psychic Energy in our hand. Alright, so on our opponent's turn, he cannot use Feather Arrow anymore. He has to use like a Field Blower. We see a Trainer as well. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the discard pile. I'm not sure what he just grabbed there. I did not see it, unfortunately. So is he a DC going to Shaman? Choice Band going to the Shaman as well. Rowlet will come down. Float Stone to the Decidueye. Float Stone to the Ninetales. And a Sycamore. Now, he's playing a bunch of item cards, which is really good for us. Because we can just Field Blower the Float Stones off and have more damage for our guys. So we're going to see the Tapu Koko come up onto our turn. We get a Field Blower. So I'm going to Field Blower. Get rid of 1 and 2. Okay. I'm going to put down the Trubbish. Lysandre up the Decidueye. And go for a Psychic here for 90. Alright, so that brings up to 140. Unfortunately, we'll be 10 damage short from taking a knockout. Man, that Divide GX. So, but now, I mean, if he puts energy on it, we can take a knockout pretty easily because he's got plenty of damage on it. So maybe I should have done math a little bit Just maybe I should have math just a little bit to like calculate how much if he attached blah 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 and XYZ. But now he's played 2 Float Stones. He probably doesn't play another one. Most decks only play 2, maybe 3. John Keller did play an Olympian in his list, so we see a Grass Ninja going to the active. And what we might see here, what we'll probably see is a Hollow Hunt. Field Blower. And I'm fine with this Field Blower. He's going to get rid of the Float Stone off the bench, Choice Band off the active. Yeah, I think this is a fine play. Yeah, that's okay. He'll be able to get a Feather Arrow in, but 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we'll still be 10 damage short. Alright, so we see an an in. Thank you, opponent. Alright, so with this in, we'll hopefully top deck a Choice Band here and take a knockout. We do only play 3, so we see Stretcher, Lysandre, and a Rescue Stretcher. But I imagine what he's going to grab okay, so you see Feather Arrow is going to bench Garbodor. With this Hollow Hunt, he's going to find probably the Espeon to put in his hand, most likely Espeon. Maybe a Field Blower so we can get rid of another Float Stone on the Garbodor. And then I don't know what after that. So we see Field Blower, DCE, and a Float Stone. Okay, so we see those 3 cards go in his hand. On our turn, we find a DCE. Alright. DCE really doesn't help us too much. But what we can do here, actually, oh man, I'm gonna put a DC on the bench, Lele, Ultra Ball, discard a Stretcher and a Lysandre to grab a Flareon, and that one we can take a knockout no matter what, even with the Choice Band. So put down the Flareon, we will just Sycamore, discard our hand, draw on 7 new cards. Alright, so we get another Garbodor, and we whiff the Choice Band, but that's fine. We can now Psychic for a knockout, because we do 120 damage. Which is still... Alright, so I think 180, sorry. He had the energy attached. Alright, but I think we're good here. I think we're fine. Here comes Tapu Koko. He has 2 prize cards left. We'll figure it out. We'll get it, guys. Don't worry. We got this. Like I said, the only thing I'm scared about is a devolution from Miraculous Shrine. But if he does that, he does not have enough resources in the field to knock out all of our Garbodors. Don't know why I evolved this one. Definitely should have evolved this Trubbish. But we see an Ultra Ball. Going to discard 2 cards from his hand. I guess regardless, it doesn't really matter. Because if he's going to de-evolve strategy, he's still got a long way to go. Alright, so we see Ultra Ball. Going to discard some stuff from his hand. And we got a Float Stone next to our Garbodor, which is really good to shut down Feather Arrows and stuff like that. But we do have a Lysandre to discard pile, so we can like potentially break up Barella, take a knockout on that if we want to. You can just see why it's not such a good matchup for the Decidueye Ninetales. So we see a Mewtwo going in his hand. Oh boy. Mewtwo will allow him to take a knockout this turn. So we see a Love Ball, going to grab a Dartrix, okay. But, I mean, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to do 180 with a Garbodor. We see a Feather Arrow, Trubbish come down, a DC on that Psychic, Mewtwo. And there we see it in. We'll both get some new cards, 20, 40, 60, 80. We just need to find a Psychic Energy to take a knockout with the Garbodor Trashland. And we don't find one right now. Alright, so we see a Stretcher. Gonna put 1 in hand, which I imagine, okay, it's gonna be a Rowlet. Alright. So we see a Rowlet coming down. We'll see a Dartrix coming down. And another Decidueye. So he has 2 Decidueyes out this turn. So we see a Mewtwo coming up. I don't think he'd use either Feather Arrow. Psychic will take a knockout this turn. So we see 20 on this guy. And things are starting to turn around now. We just need a top deck, a VS Seeker or a Sycamore. We have 3 of those outs, or just find a Psychic Energy. Either one would work perfectly. So 160 for weakness. Gonna go down to 4. We'll send the Garbodor. On our turn, and let's see what happens here. So we find a Psychic Energy. What a top deck. So Psychic Energy in. We'll go down to 2. We find an Espeon and a Float Stone. Okay, so with that Float Stone, of course, we're going to Float Stone the Garbodor. And we're going to Trash Land. It should do plenty of damage. And there we go. Doing a 400 damage. Just 400 damage to Mewtwo. And there's a Tapu Lele coming in hand. Now, what we could top deck is a Field Blower. If we top deck a Field Blower, we'll be able to hit weakness on a Decidueye. And there's a Field Blower coming on his own down, which means he'll be able to use some more Feather Arrows. But I don't think he has enough Feather Arrows to win the game this turn, because he has to take 4 prize cards. That's almost impossible. And now he has 11 discard pile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can knock out pretty much whoever we want to. He can send up the Ninetales. We can take a knockout on that. As this is if we find a Garbodor plus a Psychic Energy. So we see a DC going to the Tapu Lele. We see a Shaman going to set it for 4. Okay. I mean, we have Tapu Lele. We can grab a Sycamore, discard our hand, draw on 7 new cards. We see a Feather Arrow, going to put 20 on the active. So 20, 40, 60. So he has enough now. We see another Trainer's Ball go in his hand. We see an Ultra Ball. Alright. So it looks like he's going to go for an Energy Drive here, but that's not going to matter if we find a Garbodor plus a Psychic Energy, or a Rescue Stretcher plus a Psychic Energy. There's so many things we can find. We just got to hope we hit something. And even if we don't, we're still okay. He has to take 3 more prize cards, which is going to be kind of hard for him. So, okay. So we see Sycamore going to discard his hand. He's going to have, like, what, 5 cards left? Don't know what he's digging for, but he is digging for something. Alright, so we see Tapu Lele come up. We'll see an Energy Drive, Feather Arrow, one more time on that Tapu Lele. I don't plan on attacking that Tapu Lele. I'm definitely sitting this Trubbish and just hoping we find a Psychic Energy plus a Garbodor. So on our turn, we get a DC. That's not what we want to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm just going to Lele. Just kind of wish we had teammates right now. It'd be really good. And we're just going to Sycamore, just discard our hand, draw on 7 new cards, and just see what we find here. Alright, so Sycamore, discarding our hand, drawing 7 new cards, and we find it. Alright, so we'll put a Choice Band, we'll put a Psychic Energy, we'll put on a Garbodor, and we will take a knockout with that trash, which I think we're doing like 270, if I remember correctly, and, oh, 290, yeah. I forgot he played the Field Blower. But there we go, there's round number 2 with the Espeon Garbodor deck. Like I said, Decidueye Ninetales is probably, it's a good matchup for you, I'm not gonna lie to you. The only way you kind of have a chance if you're Decidueye is if you spread everywhere and then you de-evolve. But he started at Espeon, which like really hurted him, and he gets in a weird situation where if we get Flareon plus Garbodor, he can he kind of has to worry about Flareon, but he has to worry about Garbodor at the same time. So it's definitely a weird interaction with this deck. And there we go. We'll see another game with our Espeon Garbodor deck here in a second. Hopefully it's another victory. All right. Alright, so I guess Hex Maniac AOR, playing a Greninja deck, and if you watched yesterday's video, I told you that the Greninja had a good matchup against Espeon, and we're going to find out today if that's true or not. Was I lying or not? We're going to find out here. I think it is in Greninja's favor for sure, but we'll see. Alright, so see, it's a Greninja deck, like I thought it was. They got their Froakie, everything, like they're blinging, they love their Froakie. But we'll see. We'll see how this matchup goes. Well, we have a bad hand for him to start. Unless we top deck a Brigette or an Ultra Ball or a Lele. If we top deck any of those, we'll be good to go. So I'm going to put a Trubbish in the active because I really don't want to discard a DC plus a Psychic Energy because that's 2 bad things to discard. So press done. Let's see what we find here. What's our top deck? Another Psychic Energy. Okay. Okay, this is bad. This is bad. This is terrible. This is bad. Alright, so I'm still going to commit a Float Stone on the active. I have to do this. I have to, discard this hand as much as I don't want to. I need to. We need to find an Eevee plus an Energy. And we don't find an Eevee. So we'll put a Trubbish down. I'm going to put a Psychic Energy active and just pass. I guess next time we go for an Acid Spray, which knocks it out. So that's pretty good. But man, that was unfortunate. So he has to put down another Froakie here. We're still threading a knockout with Acid Spray. Just not getting the Espeon I want out. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Does he find another Froakie? Because if he doesn't, he's in trouble. And the good thing about Garbodor, he will take a back-to-back knockout. He'll knock out Froakie, then knock out a Frogadier. So he's an Ultra Ball, going to discard 2 cards from his hand. Discards a Starmie and a Frogadier. Is this the winning list? Is this the winning list? Is he playing this? Alright, so see Froakie go into his hand. And he discarded a Frogadier, which means he has like a Stretcher in his hand. I don't know exactly. So put on Garbodor. I'll put a Garbodor on the bench. And put a DC in the active. And we'll just play it in and see what happens. I mean, he discarded a Frogadier, which means he has one in hand. There's no way he doesn't have one. Like, that'd be silly that he did that. So we'll put down an Eevee, and we'll go for Acid Spray for the knockout. Okay, what we really need to find is a Garbodor Toxin, and put that on the bench, evolve that, and be good to go. So there's a DC going in our hand. Here comes our Froakie. On to our opponent's turn. Let's see what happens here. Okay, does he find a Frogadier? So Love Ball, gonna grab a Frogadier most likely. Okay, but he already has 1 in the discard pile, so that means he's going to have only 2 on the field after we take a knockout. So let's see if Frogadier coming down. Okay, so this is the kind of luck we need here. So Water's going to the active, and there's an end. No, he gets rid of our Brigette and our DCE, or not our Brigette, our Espeon and our DCE. Alright, so we found a Lysandre at DCE, but there's a Jirachi coming down, okay, and there's a lot of duplicates. Alright, so he's going to only grab 2 Frogadiers, unless he prized 1. And he does prize 1. Alright, so I am just going to put a Float Stone on this bench guy, and just use Acid Spray. My plan for this is to Lysandre Frogadier and take a knockout. He's probably going to send in the Jirachi, discard a DCE, but then I'm going to Lysandre bring that Frogadier and smack it for a knockout. That is the plan this turn. Alright, so here comes Jirachi, just like I thought, and it all depends what he uses here. So Water's in the active, okay. I could have Hex, but Hex doesn't really get us anywhere, so I want to hold that. And there's a VS Seeker for it in. No! He's going to get rid of our DCE plus. Oh, man. Well, alright. Still fine. So 1, 2, only 3 in the discard pile, okay. He needs a Rescue Stretcher, like, really bad. So there's a DCE, but no Lysandre. And there's a Greninja coming down anyway, so that's fine. Alright, so we see a Stardust for 10. I'm going to discard the DC off the active onto our turn. Alright, so what do we have here? We got a Stretcher. That doesn't do anything. We'll put a DC on the bench, and we're going to VS Seeker for a Sycamore. Just discarding our hand, drawing 7 new cards. Okay, so come on down, Mr. Sycamore. Really don't need the Oricorio on that guy or anything like that. So we find an Espeon. We'll put that guy down. We got an Ultra Ball. We're going to discard a Hex and an Eevee to find a Garbodor. Alright, so we will turn off abilities, which is great if he does get that Greninja breakdown. We'll put down the Garbodor Garbotoxin, put down a Trubbish, and we're just going to Trash Lance for nothing. We don't do any damage because he did discard energy last turn with that Stardust. Oh my goodness. Alright, so let's see what he does here. Now, the thing about Greninja, he's only used 3 item cards, so there's a Vulpix coming down. This is not the winning list, okay? And things have changed here all of a sudden. Things have gotten interesting. But that's still fine. With the 60, we can knock out Jirachi, we can knock out a Vulpix. That's really good. We see another Dive Ball, which means we do 80 now. This could find a Greninja Break, which is what we see. And the thing about Greninja Break is the max we can do as Psychic is 60. Greninja Break has 170, so you can kind of see how the math doesn't really work out for good old Greninja, for good old Espeon. So we still don't find a Psychic Energy for Espeon. That's what we really need. Remember, we did discard 2 early, and the deck only plays 7. So we'll see Vulpix coming up. We'll probably see a Beacon here, to searching for some Pokemon, some Froakies most likely. And he's probably got Stretcher in hand, but this Garbodor will take a knockout. Okay, so we see a Froakie and a Staryu go in his hand. We're going to end those away. We don't need him to have those. I think that is a correct play. Where do I put this DC at? I want to keep the Float Stone. I want to keep everything else. So I'm just going to VS Seeker for it in, just to get us a new hand. Take a knock on the active. I just want to get rid of those 2 Pokemon that he just drew into. Okay. So there's a Psychic Energy we can put on the bench. Espeon, and that Espeon's going to be good to go forever. Yeah, I'll put a Psychic Energy on the bench, and I'm just going to go for a Trash Lance here. Okay, so take a knockout going down to 3. Okay. So we find out Ultra Ball. Okay, I don't really care about Ultra Ball too much. It will allow us to get a 3rd Garbodor out, which is good. So Seeker Ninja Break coming up. Does he find a Field Blower? In a double Water G. If he does, he'll be able to take a knockout. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's a Splashing on the active. Okay. We see a Skyla. Skyla could grab a Field Blower here to get rid of both Float Stones. Okay, Stretcher. Maybe he doesn't play Field Blower in that, or maybe he has his Field Blower applies. Maybe he only plays 1. Some Greninja lists only play 1, which I think is silly. I think you do need the 2 Field Blowers to beat the Garbodor decks, and that's a problem we're going to see for our opponent. So you see Stretcher. He's going to put another item card in the discard pile, which is great for us. Alright, so he's going to shuffle Froakie and 2 Frogadiers in his deck. I just wonder on that first turn, why did he discard a Why did he discard his Frogadier? I wonder what was in his hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we're going to do 120. There we see a Moonlight Slash. Okay. So we'll put the energy hand, do an 80. Alright, so on our turn, we get a Psychic Energy. So I'm going to put a Psychic Energy to bench Trubbish. Or Garbodor, sorry. I'm just going to retreat into this one. And just Trash Lynch. Okay. It's not going to get knockout. It's going to do 120. But he's not going to be a knockout this turn. Alright, so see Eevee SUM going to get a Frogadier out and put another trainer card in the discard pile for us. Alright, so he keeps playing his trainer cards. He has another one, so we're doing 140. We see a Splashing go to the bench. We might see a water duplicates here to find more Greninjas, but we're going on 2 prize cards, okay? So see water duplicates happening right now. And 5. Hey. So I think I'm still just going to go for a Trash Lunch here. Just take a knockout, okay? He will get the Frogadier Froakie back in his hand. But, I mean, he really doesn't have anything. I don't think he does. Alright, so on our opponent's turn, I guess I should have Ultra Ball discarded Silverbang and Flareon for another Garbodor. So Froakie coming down, okay. Is he going to go for a Bubble here? I think we're going to see a Bubble, boys. Bubble Life. Alright, so we see a Sycamore. Now, even if he heads with this Bubble, we have Cinderlane in our discard pile, so it's not going to be good for opponent. There's a Staryu coming down, Froakie coming down. If we had... Okay, so we actually can win this turn. Because we have a... Oh, well, he flipped heads. Never mind. We can't win now. I was going to say... we get... still not what I needed. If we had like a DCE, we get DCE retreat, go for the Espeon's Divide GX to put 10 damage counters on the field. 4 would have been here, 6 here, take a knockout, taking 2 prize cards. But instead, we'll be a Seeker for a Center Lady. Don't tell our opponents, he's going to be really mad. We'll Center Lady the active. We'll Ultra Ball, discard 1 and 2. Grab another Garbodor. Okay. And now you gotta think our opponent's in like really big trouble here because we have 3 Garbodors ready to go. We have the Espeon ready to attack, and we're just going for Trash Lynch for the knockout. The Froakie will go back in his hand. That's great and dandy, but if we find a Float Stone or a DCE, or if he takes a knockout on the Garbodor, we can just use Divide GX to knock out a Jirachi, knock out a Froakie, knock out a Starmie if it ever gets to death. I think Starmie has 90 HP, so yeah, that's fine. We see a Greninja Break coming down. But he's going to need a Field Blower this turn to even have some kind of chance. So we see teammates going to get 2 cards out of his deck. Is one a Field Blower? He really needs a Field Blower here, or did he prize them all? Does he even play any? I don't know. It'd be kind of silly for you not to play a Field Blower in this very heavy Garb format. So let's see, what does his teammates get for him? Alright, so 2 cards go in his hand. Of course, we can't see. They're secrets. So, there's the Field Blower coming online. Alright, so he's going to shut down. Or he's going to turn back on his abilities. But like I said, if he takes a knock on the active, we're going to win next turn. So, see, Giant Water Scan. Where does that 60 go? Going to put 60 on that Garbodor with the 1 energy on. He's going to get 5 prize cards. Okay. Alright, so there we go. Going on to 5. But if he takes a knock on the active, he's going to be in trouble here. We have 1 prize card left to his 5. We have a Divide GX ready to go at any moment. Alright, so we see Choice Band going to the bench, Greninja Break. We see a Splash in the active. And a Moonlight Slash. Okay, so he's doing 80, which is still not going to be enough for knockout. On to our turn. We get a Tapu Lele. Alright, so I'm going to Field Blower, getting rid of that. And I'm just going to Sycamore, and do we find a Float Stone or a DCE? And we find both of them. So we'll put a Float Stone on the active. We will retreat into the Espeon, whatever, and we'll go for a Divide GX. So we'll put 1. We'll damage that Jirachi because, you know, just showing, you know, hey Jirachi, you're kind of mean to our DCE, so we're going to get rid of you. Alright, so we'll put 6 here. We actually can take like multiple prize cards this turn. And we'll put 4 on the Staryu, because why not? We can knock that out as well, taking 2 prize cards this turn. And taking 7 prize cards in the game. And there we go. There is the Espeon Garbodor deck. We did get kind of lucky there. My opponent kind of made a huge misplay discarding that Frogadier turn 1. Maybe he thought that we were silly, and I don't know. When he discarded the Frogadier, I knew he had another one hand, because why would he have discarded Frogadier if he didn't have another hand? His hand must have been like Frogadier and Stretcher or something like that to get the Frogadier back into his deck or something. But there we go, guys. There's the Espeon Garbodor deck. I mean, if my opponent didn't have that bad setup, I think that's still a favorable matchup for Greninja. But there we go, guys. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching the episode of Main Deck Monday. Hit that subscribe button. Alrighty, bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty.